everybody. In today's screencast, I want to take a look at some of the things that you wrote, some issues that came up in Lesson 3 with your email in making inquiries. So first of all, let's begin with what we call the greeting. And since the greeting in such an email is formal, we want to keep it that way. You don't know the person. You don't have a working relationship with that person. So we need to keep it formal. So let's take a look at the various different greetings that appeared in your work. Now, what's the problem here? Dear Ms. Kate Windsor. Well, we don't use that name. That shouldn't be there. So it's Dear Miss Windsor. Dear Kate. She's not your friend. Dear Ms. Kate. After Ms., we only use the last name. Dear Ms. Kate Windsor, well, here we've got quite a few different mistakes. First of all, we need a capital letter here, and here, and again here. No, Kate, here. Hello? No, we need it formal, so we want to use dear. Dear Ms. Windsor, why is it all in capital letters? At the end, we need a comma. So here we've got a comma, and here we've got a comma. So what should it look like? It should look like this. When you don't know someone, you keep it formal. You use their title. For example, if it were a doctor, Dear Dr. Windsor. Dear Professor Windsor. Or a man, Dear Mr. Windsor. We keep it formal when we don't know the person or don't have a working relationship with that person. Next, let's take a look at the opening. As we said, the opening is there to give the reader, the recipient, an idea of what this is about and why you're writing it. And if we begin, in this case, where you're asking for information from someone, you don't know that person, they don't know you, ask yourself, how much do they really need to know about you as a person in order to answer the questions that you would like to ask? So first of all, we never, ever, ever begin with my name is. Your name is in the signature. Get rid of it. So many of you began that way. So we just need to get rid of it. Okay? Again, here, just get rid of it. Graduate degree. What's a graduate degree? Usually I don't focus on grammar or on vocabulary, but here a graduate degree means an MA or a PhD. So my name is whatever graduate degree in economics and management. I don't know what this email is going to be about, and I certainly don't understand why you're writing it. So if we look at the next one, and I'm just going to go down a bit so we can see it together. And we start here. I'm finishing my first degree at Reuben College in Israel in 3 months. I recently received about the Bright Id, and I'm very interested in these advertising. Well, okay. Suddenly I'm confused. What do you mean you're interested in the advertising? Or are you interested? I am very interested in your courses. Interesting, we'll look at it a later time, but here make it suddenly okay. So what does that person immediately do? Well, if they're an advertising person, then maybe I just forward this to the advertising people, and I don't really understand why you're writing to me about this. Okay. I'm a senior year student, so here we could put in I am a senior year student of economics and management. Your school was recommended. Okay, so here we've got a lot of it here, but I'm this, do we need it? We've already given them the impression that they're professional, that they're interested. It starts to get a little bit long and a little bit wordy, so we can get rid of this. The next one. I read it a few times, and at first I was a little bit concerned, but then I realized, wait a second. I'm writing to you about the Brighton School of Business. I went over the school's Facebook page, and this is where I stopped. And I said, well, they got an ad, but it would be a very logical step to now go to Facebook and see what they're there. And I'm interested in the financial politics course, and it becomes very specific, and it's really very, very focused, so it's really quite a good opening. Next, I'm not even going to read it. It's just way, way, way too long. I don't know what they're talking about here, but it's too much about me, 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 me. They don't, at this point, need to know your motivation. I'm writing, good, name isn't there. I'm writing in order to apply for one of your courses at the Brighton and was recommended by a former teacher of mine, Avi Levy. Well, who's Avi Levy? So what can we do to take all of these various different things that you've done and put them together? Okay, and here is just a suggestion. As a recent graduate of Rupin Academic College in Economics, I'm writing to inquire about your international finance courses, which were recommended by my teacher, Dr. Avi Levy. Again, his position, his standing, we understand that he's from Rupin Academic Center, and we've got our topic and our purpose all in one sentence. 2 sentences would also be okay. Okay. Now let's look at the middle and again review what it is we want to accomplish. So the middle has that meat of the email, the key points, and we have to keep that information logical, relevant, appropriate to the topic and the audience. Who are you writing to? And an inquiry, use polite requests for information. Don't send a list of questions. So if we look at this first one, I'd appreciate it if you could send me some academic background at your school. I said, wait a second. You go into the website. It's going to be there in About Us. It reflects in the sense that you didn't do your homework. Go back, get that information from the website. Don't expect them to answer that. Now this is secondly, not necessarily from the same student. Secondly, when does the course start? What are the days and hours, the course syllabus, how many students in each class, what kind of diploma, help finding. This is a laundry list of questions. I don't understand the order. How are you supposed to even answer this? I would like to know more about the courses before I register and examine all my options in a deep way. Is that really appropriate? For example, what are the advantages over other schools? What is your specialty? How do you usually spend your courses? Is there some method? This is for you to do your homework. Examine all my options, it just is kind of insulting to the person who gets that, to be perfectly blunt. Now, this relates to that opening that we had here, where the student mentioned that they're interested in financial politics. We have to understand here the context of this, otherwise we're going to have a problem here. Another concern of mine that hopefully you can help me with, due to the sensitive nature of this course's topic, that's the politics of finance, it's important to me to know the name of the lecturer and the teacher before I register. I would like to read about their political views before I decide if this is the place for me. Now, you cannot ask about their political views. You want to know their political views, then you go find them out. This is very politically incorrect and very inappropriate. What you can do is say, you ask for the syllabus. On the syllabus, will be the name of the lecture, the topics, the bibliography. From there, you can understand the political views and make your own decision. Now, if we want a short and sweet kind of, sorry about that, middle, I received a gift to go and study in England from my manager. I've received many recommendations from the school on successful courses that provide methods, and I would like to hear more details about the program. And this is it. We don't even need this. And here, details about the program, and then what can we do? Such as costs and options for accommodations. Remember, you aren't the first student to ask these kinds of questions and inquire. The person who's going to get your email, Ms. Windsor, will know how to deal with it. If afterwards you have more specific questions, then ask. Keep it short, keep it clear, keep it general. And most of you forgot about the call for action. What do you want? So what can we do? We can ask, I would appreciate receiving a course. So this is for the following courses. Could you please send me your brochures? Okay? Be specific. Ask for something very specific. You will get an answer. And finally, the polite close. Just saying thanks is nice, but remember we talked about putting something in a positive light and a positive note. And here we have a very, very nice one. This is my first visit to England, so I'm very excited to take part in this course. Thank you very much for your help and advice. Looking forward to hearing from you. It puts it in a context. It ends in a very, very positive way. I suggest go over your own work. Look at my comments. Consider the points that were raised here, and help you understand how in the future you can make your emails more professional.